My app is called Mathlands, Lands, and it's an app that's good for elementary, middle school, high school, nursing home, everybody. Whoever wants to play this, it's great for building those brain skills. It's a game and a puzzle that has problem solving, logic, critical thinking, pattern recognition, all embedded within the game, and a lot of the games you'll recognize up here. On the menu you see the Tower of Hanoi? Magic, Ravine Crossing, Math Comics, Frog Puzzle, and Water Jug. So which one would you guys like to play? Water Jug. Yeah, there's a hole in the bucket. So what you want to do is get 1 liter of water. Let's see, I think it's from the 5-liter jug to the 3-liter. And it has instructions. So we fill up the jug with the waterfall. Oh, we can't do it probably. Let's see. Did it go in? Okay.
That's okay. It never works with me.
I know it. Let's go to the instructions. Okay. Got to take the bucket to the water, not the water to the bucket. That really makes sense. And then you have to, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, fill the 3 first, and then pour it.
Fill the 3 again. Put it in the 5 and we'll say.
Yay! So, 9 moves, and the best is 4 moves. So you can play again, or you can just choose something else. I want to show you this one really quick. This one is good because it has the comic strip above, and then it has the spot at the bottom where you can work your problem out. So I thought that was really good. Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm up next. I'm going to be connected here. Okay, listen up, y'all. This is it. The app that I'm showing is Videolicious. And it is an app. It's for the iPad. It is free. It's very easy for kids to create videos. Basically, when you log in, you're going to come to My Account. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through very quickly on how to create a video. You're going to go up in the right-hand corner. You're going to go New Video. Down in the left-hand corner, you're going to see a camera. So you can either video or take photos using your camera just by clicking that. And then I can take my picture or my video. And then you're going to go back. Or you can choose your shot. It's hard to do it holding that. So I could go to my camera roll. I'll find this lovely picture of Jeff Lofting, and I'm going to save it. And then from there, I'm going to go up to the next step, which is tell your story. So you can video there as well. Oh my gosh, it's getting me. I'm pretty big there. Okay, then we go over there. And you're going to save it. Very lovely. You can choose your music. And there's several different pieces of music in there. Once you've got it, you're going to save it. You can add a filter at the end if you want, just by clicking through the filters. And I'm going to use kettle. And then you're going to save it. And it's going to ask you how you want to save it as far as video size. And you can save that way. And then you can share it. You can either share it by email, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or you can actually save it within your account by just pressing save. And then once it's processed, it's ready to share. So that is Videolicious. It is free. Oh, do you want me to show the end result?
Yeah.
Oh, share video. Actually, I went to the wrong thing. I don't know if you want to see me. Yeah, I don't think you want to. Okay, there it is. I didn't make a long video, so it wasn't very long. But that's Videolicious.
All right, so what I chose to pick was actually called Gapminder. Once again, this isn't an app, it's a web-based program. What it allows you to do is visually explore the world with data and trends and things that are going on. So you would have to access this through Safari, but I have a video that I want Jeff to show. So do I need to turn mine off and we'll just take over? This is income per person with the GDP over time, and you can tell how the countries, there's a key for this up in the upper right. Okay, you can see the difference where the yellow is as far as standard of living and how that changes over time. Yeah. All right, so if you're one of those visual learners, it's a great way to communicate with kids data over time. It does a lot of different things with trends, GDP, income, those types of things. You can find it at gapminder.com. I did not. So anyway, that's a quick introduction to Gapminder. I think it'd be a wonderful tool. You can use it in a lot of different disciplines or content areas. So I'm through.
Sorry, I think my face is really good. The next app that I'm going to show is one that some of you have already used, but you've used it maybe on your desktop, and that is Google Earth. You may not have realized, but on the iPad you can also use it, and those of you who've always wanted to fulfill this dream, you can hold the whole world in your hand. And like Justin covered, visualizing data and visualizing geography in particular is something that we don't think about a whole lot. I, as a social studies teacher, would try to apply geography as much as possible. History is boring without geography, but geography is something that is very easily, it transcends subject area. And so it's something that you can use in no matter what subject you are in. So this is how Google Earth works. You just pinch and zoom out of your particular location, and you can visit any location in the world. You can either do that manually, or you can also type in a particular location, and it will take you there. Something that you may not realize about the iPad, if you have
Photos
not...
that you can add to.
If, sorry.
Imagine an amazing stash of old photos that you can add to.
Where do they come from?
And compare how the world looks today to how it used to look. Well, that's what history is. It's all.
Okay, so even though you can't see it up there, there are many uses that you can use Google Earth for, and one of those is if you're a literature teacher, there is Google Earth Lit. There's a Google Earth Lit site. It is called Google Lit GoogleLitTrips.com, GoogleLitTrips.com, and it will allow you to search quite a few different pieces of literature that you may cover in your classes. Some of those are also accessible open source, and it will also provide layers on Google Earth that will guide students through different portions of those literature pieces. For example, Night by Elie Wiesel, you're able to click on this and open up what's called a KMZ file, which is basically a Google tour. So I'm going to go ahead and open that in Google Earth. And it will actually, eventually, it'll come up with a layer that will describe the book, the events that took place in the book Night. And as students zoom in and click on certain portions, it will actually load information from open sources. And so they can go through and those different events, find out more about like Buchenwald, concentration camp, and then kind of walk through. So as they're reading these stories, they can actually follow along and see the geographical locations of where these happen. It brings especially literature alive. But keep in mind, if you search the internet for Google Earth activities for whatever discipline you are in, you can generally find something. You get creative, but it really is worth it because it becomes real to those students. So that is Google Earth.
Okay, I am up next, and I hope my math thing works better than my last one did. Actually, we thought one of you guys was playing with us just then because you realize you could probably jump onto him too. I mean, all it does is it recognizes that I shouldn't have told him that, but know that if you have students with iPads, and you've got 8th graders out there, you know. But it happened that Crawford had something playing in the background and it went ahead and sent it over to him. Okay, what I have is a new one, is another one. It is an app, it is free. I have not looked to see if it's on the computer. It is called Data Analysis. You can input data or it gives you samples. This one is where you just start out, but you can input any of your own data. So it's good for science class. It would be good for math class. Probably anything else where the kids have to do numbers. Health maybe, I don't know what they teach in each place, but it gives you the data, you enter it, you tell it what your X and Y axis will be, and then you tell it to plot, and it gives you the plot automatically. You have other parameters. There are lots of things to insert. I don't know what least squares algorithm is, but I'm hoping you math teachers do, okay? But all I know is I wish I'd have had this when I was in high school and had to produce graphs for my teachers because, like I said, I never got it in high school. But I like it. It is free, and it's nice and easy to use. It's called Data Analysis. Okay, I am finished. Who's next? Guys, let me show you this. I've got a little time, but look, what I did is I double-clicked and you get this bottom toolbar. Over here then, if you're wanting to do this sort of thing in your classroom, it's this little button here. When I click mirroring off, I will disappear.
You might also notice what Rhonda did. Not only can you access your airplane through that, but that's kind of a way to multitask. Instead of going back to the home screen, if you double tap on your home screen, or your home button, I should say, that will bring out that little tray down there. Okay? And then it's kind of debatable. Oh, I should mention this. There was someone I was working with that had gotten their iPad like 6 months ago and really never even turned it off or anything. And so when we did that, he had literally like 75 apps going. I mean, almost every single app that he had was running. Now, it's debatable on whether it's actually running and whether it's taking up memory, but I've noticed it does kind of drain the battery, and it slows down the iPad just a tad if you have a bunch of apps that are in that tray. So I generally will open up that tray and then tap and hold until they start shaking, and then delete them all. Okay, so just FYI.
All right, this is going to be short. part's coming. All right, so you familiar with infographics? Raise your hand if you've heard infographic. Okay. Maybe not so much. Infographics, though, once you see what they are, you're going to have some familiarity with them. They are a way to display information visually. And I'm just going to go through the evolution of these real quick. I would say that this constitutes an infographic from ancient Egypt. And moving down through history, this is not an inappropriate picture. For those of you who recognize this and know what it is, you guys know what that is. Or Ancient Aliens fans.
What probe was that on? You can remember.
You guys recognize this? It was a way to communicate with extraterrestrials.
Contact. But what probe? They inserted that on one of the probes they sent out, long distance probes. We couldn't remember which one.
Over knows it. He knows it. All right, so anyway, you and your students can be creating these things, but they've got some pretty cool creators out there. I'm gonna focus on one, and then I'm gonna tell you about a few others that are easy to use as well, and that you could possibly use for visual aids. So let me click on this guy here. No, I'm not. Well, okay. You can. So this is one called infogr.am. Okay, that's the web link. And basically, it's easy. You can add pictures, and they've got a variety of chart options, as you can see here. And then you can make these multi-levels. Maybe where it switches here, and you may not be able to read that. It's probably a good thing. You can put in quotes, and again, there's more charts. There's countdowns and other such things. Now, I want to show you, too, while we're talking about infographics, a couple other ones. So that's called Infogram. If you search Infogram, you'll find it, but it's infogr.am. Some other good ones to use, and this will be kind of trial and error in terms of the iPad. I've worked a little bit with Infogram on the iPad, just trying to build there. You have a little bit of usage there. I'm not going to say it's the best to try and build Infogram on an iPad. But other ones that you could possibly use, visual.ly, L-Y, visually, easily is another one, and these are listed up here, and I believe they're on one of our symbol things too. And then I think in a lot of ways Blogster is a way to use infographics as well. So infographics is a cool way to critically think or creatively present things in the classroom as a teacher, or have your students create these things with the stuff that you're presenting in class.